Amigo.
Hola. ¿Cómo estás?
Bien, ¿tú?
Sí. What's going on, man?
Are we ready to go?
Yeah, we're ready to go. I think we're ready to go. You taking me home?
Taking you home, man.
All right, I gotta get home. I got work to do.
I bet.
Yeah?
How's everything?
I feel like I'm in a lowrider, like I'm seat low.
And it sounds good too, eh?
Yeah?
Yeah, it's slow. I like this thing. You know, it drives well. I like cars in general, so I like this one because it's slow.
You like it because
good.
it's low?
You got some good power when you need it.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Watch this.
Now it's normal.
Huh?
Now it's normal.
This is like how my father-in-law drives his cars.
Oh, almost.
Yeah, he's like up here, like he's got a C right there, and I'm like, dude, you got to look out there.
Yeah.
He's like this.
You know what?
Hey, there's somebody coming! Watch out!
Yeah. So that's my mom too. Every time that my mom is driving.
Now I can't get back to where I was.
Every time that my mom is driving in Mexico, I have to move the seat before I jump in. Because I can get in. It's just way. I mean, everything. My legs are hitting the steering wheel, and my head is hitting the roof.
The top, yeah.
So it's hard. So what's going on, man, with you? What's the deal?
Not much. Just busy racing, doing that every week, and being the family guy with Brexton and Mamacita at home, you know. So living a good life.
Well, you know what? I bet you enjoy that.
It's good. It keeps me grounded, keeps me where I need to be. So it's a lot of fun.
You know, one time my father told me that in life you need to have a balance.
Yeah.
In everything, you know, your personal life, racing, fun, everything. And I really, you know, from the outside, I don't know a lot of detail, but I really feel like you have a very good balance because you obviously have family time, racing, you're doing great.
Yeah.
Then you know, KBM, like everything is well balanced, and when everything is well balanced, it seems to work out.
Yeah, it does. You know, it's like a good balanced race car, right?
Correct.
When you have all four tires working together, it's pretty fast.
Yeah.
So,
That's right.
You know, we some days it feels like a three-legged dog, but these days it's not been so bad. We've been having some fun. Brexton's growing up, and he's getting to be pretty fun, and take him out and go do some go-kart stuff or some Power Wheel stuff and things that so he's into the racing, so he likes doing all of that. And then being at the racetrack every week, I like Samantha and Brexton. They come with me all the time, so we're able to have that family relationship where we're not apart from one another. So I don't miss the moments of Brexton growing up and doing something funny or cool or whatever that I'm always around, you know.
Correct.
So I don't want to be the missing dad, the guy that's never around. So it's pretty good.
You know, for me, you know, I've been fortunate enough to know Brexton since he was a baby.
Yeah.
See, actually, the year that he was born, that was my first year in Joe Gibbs Racing. So I remember all that process, and I remember when he was a baby, when he was a little kid, you know, that he didn't want to talk to anyone. And right now, I feel like he's very funny because now he has a personality.
He's getting pretty good.
He talks to people.
Yeah.
And I think that's very funny.
Sometimes he likes to talk to the guys. Like, guys are cool, like they're his buddies, you know. And other times, some guys that he doesn't know who they are. I'm like, hey, like this past weekend, Bubba Wallace and Ryan Blaney were throwing the football in the coach lot, you know. So I'm like, hey man, go up there and tell him to throw it to you. And, no, you go do it, Dad. You go do it. So like he's still shy a little bit, but once I had him do it, you know, throw him the ball once, then it was on after that. He kept going up to him and getting the ball, and they throw it to him, and he'd throw it back. Obviously, not very far, but it was kind of funny. But yeah, he comes up to his favorite thing is "Hola, Daniel."
Yeah, I know. And actually, you know, I was doing an interview with NBC with Kyle Petty, and they asked me, say, "Hey, Daniel, have you been teaching Brexton Spanish?" I said, "Well, he practiced Spanish with me, but actually the person that has been teaching Brexton Spanish is Samantha and Kyle.
Yeah.
He just comes to me, he practice, and And I feel like in a couple of years we may be able to have a little conversation. So I think that's cool.
Yeah, the other day he was saying something else. He was like, "Hola, Daniel," and then blah 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 blah. And I was like, "What is he saying?" I'm like, "It sounds like Daniel. Like I don't know what he's saying." Yeah. So maybe you are. Maybe you are teaching him something.
Maybe we're starting to communicate there. So it's cool because actually, when he gets to the point when he's going to school, I don't know how it works here. But in Mexico, since you are very young, you start learning a second language. You can choose.
Okay.
So is here the same? Like he's going to be able, maybe in a year, to start learning a second language?
There's a good possibility to that. I think he should. I didn't do that, so I wish that I kind of did that a little bit more. Like I didn't start learning Spanish until I was in high school. And by the time you're in high school, like you're 17 years old, you've missed the opportunity to really learn the language, right?
Yeah.
So I probably still could have taken it up a little bit more seriously, but I just never did. So I think that he should learn it a little bit more, and heck, he'll be coming home talking to me in Spanish. And I'll be, go talk to your buddy Daniel. I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, it is never good. I feel like I got very lucky learning the English so late, but I didn't learn it because I wanted to speak English. I learned it because I knew that if I wasn't learning,
you had to learn it.
Correct.
Yeah.
I knew that the language, actually when they told me when I was 15, 16, hey, English, you need English. I don't need that. Why would I need English? I'm fine with Spanish.
Yeah.
But then when I find out that racing was going down because of that, I say, we have to start working on this like this.
Right.
So yeah, you never know when you're going to need it, so it's always good to have it.
That's right. Yeah. So have you been back home lately, or are you going home next week?
I'm going home next week.
Yeah.
Just 5-6 days to enjoy my mom, my dad.
Your dad still has a shop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he still has a shop. Well, I don't know if you know the story, but he had the shop since I was a baby, right?
Yeah.
And then, like 8 years ago, he sold it. And that money, he put it in me in racing. And he partnered with some other people to put a racing together. So anyway, that's how I continue my career in NASCAR.
Okay.
And things start to go well. And 3 years ago, 3 years and a half ago, 3 years ago, we were able to put the shop back together.
Oh yeah.
We wanted to fix a car, and the people that was around was good, but we wanted great.
Yeah.
You know how we are, right? We want everything great and perfect and everything detailed.
That's right.
So we said, now, you know what? Let's bring these two people and let's do it ourselves. So we built a car, and then more people start asking us, and we decided to put the shop back together. So
nice.
So that was cool, and that was something cool for me because now I knew that he would really wanted that. Racing for him is a lot of fun when I'm around.
Yeah.
But he told me when he was still in racing in Mexico, when I was already here,
yeah,
he said, man, racing is, it's good, but if you're not here, it's kind of like,
Yeah,
so
if your kid's not there with you, don't take much to it.
Correct. So now he's enjoying the shop a lot. So I'm looking forward to go over there to work with some cars and.
What are they doing?
So right now he's building a 1960 Beetle, racked up and stuff. And I have a boss that I bought that he had it 25 years ago. So I got that boss back, and I'm planning to fix a couple details and drive that thing around with some friends and stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to come back for a few days.
Nice.
It's the last break of the year, so I have to take advantage of it.
That it is. Well, I'm looking forward to it too. So
what are you doing?
We're gonna go to the Bahamas.
Okay.
We've got some buddy of ours' house down there that we've gone to and stayed at the last few times, so it's pretty fun.
Okay.
Get a chance to go down there, hang out at the beach. They got a nice workout facility, so we do that every day, and then maybe go do some fishing or something like that. I also do lobstering.
Okay.
You ever heard of that?
I hear of it, but I never done it.
You never done it?
Yeah.
So you go out on a boat, you just put a snorkel mask on, and they got what is called like a lobster condo.
Okay.
Because it's just like a pallet with a top over it, and the lobster just go in there and just chill out. Sometimes they bait it, so they'll eat and whatever. And then you go, so that the guide, he'll go down there and he'll pull the condo out of the way, and like 4, 5, 6 lobster will come out. Well, when they're in the dark, and then the light turns on, basically. Like, they're blinded by the light for a second, so they're trying to figure everything out, and you...
That's when you get them?
Yeah, you stab them with a spear.
What, a spear? What is a spear?
Like a spear, like a spear gun, like
yeah.
you know, like a,
and
it stabs you.
Yeah.
So you spear it, and so the good guys that are good, like myself,
boy.
like you can spear one, and then you can spear another one. Like you can stack 2 or 3 lobster on top of one another on the same spear.
Like
stab it, stab
like
it,
apples,
stab it.
like
So
apples.
like apples. So now you got 3 lobsters sitting on your spear. You go up to the boat, you drop them in the boat, and you go down and go get more.
But I'm assuming that those are small lobsters, not like the one in New Hampshire, right?
So they're not a New Hampshire lobster. No, they're not. And so Bahamian lobster is like they're the same kind of lobster as like down in Key West or something like that. They don't have claws.
Oh, they not?
No, they don't have pinchers. They don't have claws. Their main hands. They just have a tail and feet. Like that's all they got.
Really?
Yeah. So that's why you can go swim up close with them. Like they won't attack you.
So the other ones will attack you?
I would assume so. I don't know. I've never tried.
If you do, let me know.
You want to go in on that one?
No. Just let me know. Maybe we have to Google that one.
That water is way colder than I think I want to get into.
I bet.
Like Maine, New Hampshire, lobster, all that stuff.
So what do? You have won New Hampshire several times.
Yeah.
And you get the lobster. What do you do with it?
Well, they give you a couple different options. So you can either mount it like on a plaque and have it as like your trophy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you want a lobster trophy, you can have it.
They do that for you, right?
They'll do that. They can kill it and you can eat it if you want to, or you can tell them to put it back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I told them to put it back.
That's nice. Actually, let me tell you. I was gonna tell you something. I was talking to my dad before New Hampshire. I was feeling pretty good. I was my car in New Hampshire, and I said to my dad, "Hey, if we won the thing, I'm gonna get lobster, and I'm gonna make sure that I go myself and I put it back." He said, "Man, that would be cool." I said, "Man, I wanna make sure I would do it one day." So I didn't know that was possible.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, now I told them to take it and put it back. Now what they did with it, I'm not sure.
So you obviously you don't go with it, right?
No, I didn't take it and go with them and take it back. So I don't know if they just like you can't kill it and eat it because it's so old and it's so big. Like I don't think it would be any good.
Yeah.
Like it would be like chewing on beef jerky for a week.
So how many times have you won New Hampshire?
Well, I've won there 3 times, but the first time I won there was so far long ago that they didn't do the lobster thing.
The lobster?
No.
So 2 with a lobster.
So 2 lobsters.
And you done it the same thing twice?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You hold on to it in Victory Lane and you take pictures and stuff with it, and then after that, that's it. Like
that huge,
I don't see it anymore.
That's it. So hopefully one day I can win the race. And I'm gonna go there. Hopefully, right after the race, and say, okay, let's go. Put it back in.
Yeah.
And I want to film that.
That would be good. You should just throw it in the trunk of your car and drive it straight to the ocean.
Give it to me. I take care of it. Yeah, because that thing is huge.
Yeah.
That thing is pretty big.
Yeah. This weighs like 30, 40 pounds.
That thing is heavy.
Yeah.
Any new projects, man? Old cars?
I do have a couple old projects kind of going. I've got a 56 Chevy pickup going. My dad's been working on that for a couple of years.
That's true. Your dad, he loves old cars, right?
He loves old cars. My dad's all into that stuff. So for me, I like the 50s, the 60s. Like that stuff's kind of cool to me. My dad's really, really big into the 30s stuff, like Little Deuce coupes, right?
Yeah.
And so my 56 though, when my dad was a Mac tool guy, he distributed tools out in Las Vegas.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And so a guy owed him some money, so he was behind on his payments and stuff. And my dad saw behind his shop, he saw this 56 Chevy pickup back there, and he goes, "Hey, so what are you ever gonna do with that thing?" And guy's like, "I don't know if I'll ever get time to get to it or whatever." And so my dad, I rode with him sometimes, like during summers, like I'd go for a day with my dad on his route, and he took me by the shop, and he was like, "Hey, buddy, what do you think of that?" I was like, "Oh, that's cool. That's a neat truck. It looks pretty cool." So we started like looking up online.
How old you were at the time?
I was probably 9, 10 maybe.
Okay.
And that was when we still had dial-up.
Dial-up?
Dial-up internet. You ever had dial-up internet?
I don't know what you're talking about, brother.
So dial-up internet. I pretty much knew the tone when you signed in, when you had to sign in online to get on the internet.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't just automatic. Like, it wasn't just Wi-Fi like today.
You know. Well, I want to let you finish, and I want to tell you something after this.
So we started looking at pictures of other trucks and magazines and stuff, and I was like, okay, yeah, cool. Like, that's a really cool truck. Like, if we ever did it one day, it'd be nice to have. So anyway, the guy, my dad, was like, hey, you know, I'll take that truck and cut it off your bill or whatever, you know. So we got it from the guy, and it's been mine ever since. So we moved it from Las Vegas out to North Carolina. It's been sitting at my dad's compound for years, and so finally we got to it a couple of years ago on trying to get going on the project and turn it into something nice. So hopefully one of these days we'll get that thing done.
And that thing is going to be original or custom?
It's going to be custom.
Custom?
All
like
custom, yeah, like lowered, nice tires, wheels, like all new, suspension and frame, all new, all aftermarket stuff, nothing stock. So basically the only stock on it is going to be the body. Like the body, you know, it had some damage to it, but it wasn't bad. So we worked on it and did all the body work to it. My dad did. I did a little bit. My dad did most of it.
Yeah.
And now we're starting to put everything kind of back together to get it to where it all fits and see what it looks like together before we paint it all.
You know, actually, that's kind of my style too. You know, to try to make the car, an old car, look old, but to make it feel when you're driving it
today.
Exactly.
That's my style. Yeah, like, that's what I like to do.
Nice wheels, nice brakes, big engine,
lower
in the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, you're driving the car, and you can. I wish one day I can have a 1950 something car as a daily.
Yeah.
You know, that'd be cool.
Drives like today.
Like today.
Looks like yesterday.
Correct. Exactly. That's cool. I really like that.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. So we'll see. Hopefully it goes.
Cool,
I keep trying to talk my dad into a color. He doesn't like the color that I want. So I want it like black with red metallic flakes in it. So it's like black cherry.
Yeah.
He won't go for that. He doesn't like that.
What he likes?
He wants a bright color. He wants something like yellow or a blue or a red or something bright.
You know, my dad, he has always told me that the color is important because obviously it's the color. But he say, what is the most important? Look, that guy almost wrecked. What is the most important is the style that you give to the car. Like, you can take any color you want, but if you have a good style, like good suspension, good interior, good wheels, good, you know, height and everything, you're gonna make any color look good. So I think, you know, if you do your color or your dad's color, it's gonna look great because you guys have a good, you know, a good idea where to go with everything else. You know, you need to have, you're like the race car, a good balance, a good package, right?
Exactly. You got to make it all look good, make it all flow.
I'm big into the classic colors, like the baby blue and, you know, those old colors.
Like original colors?
Yeah, I like it. I like original colors.
I'm not into originals.
Because you don't see those anymore.
Yeah.
So I like that. I like they call that single stage colors. They're very delicate, but I like those a lot because...
Yeah, because they don't have like the metallics or anything.
Correct.
Yeah, they don't have
all depends where you go. Those depend. I mean, when I see those metallic cars, man, those things are cool. I mean, they just pop out a lot, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But when I see the old ones, I say, man, those things are cool too. So I guess I will have to have one and one.
Just depends on what you want.
Yeah, correct.
And when you're doing it from scratch, you can get whatever you want.
Correct. Now, the cool thing is that, you know, it's been a while since I've been in KBM, but you have everything there to make up whatever you want.
Pretty much, yeah. The guys at KBM, the Fab guys are pretty good. They helped out a bunch on my 56 truck too. They did a lot of the seams of the truck and stuff, like they're all like spot welds and kind of rough and like not clean. So we went in, we had a guy, he tigged every single seam nice and smooth with a TIG welder.
With points?
Like, no, beads. Like, the whole thing, the whole length.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, that's tedious, right?
Yeah.
And, like, had to grind it, and then the body guy, they came in and bondoed it, like, nice and smooth and clean, and so there's no body lines, there's no seams in it anymore, so it's all nice in one piece.
That's nice. You know, I have learned that in racing, the good teams, like Joe Gibbs and KBM and the people that work in the race cars,
Yeah.
They are very, very detailed. Like almost any of those guys, if they want, they can build an old car and restore it and make it very, very nice because they're so detailed and they put so much time on the race cars and it's, when I see the build, and I'm sure you've seen thousands of them, it's hard for me to say, man, we're gonna race this thing. Is so nice.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. They're very meticulous in their work.
Correct.
They do a good job, and the good teams tend to put out nice stuff and fast stuff.
How many years you have had KBM now?
Well, it started years ago as just a late model team.
Oh, it started as a late model team.
Just late models. That was back in 2007. It was just I built a car and I ran 4 or 5 races, and that was all it was. And then 2008, it became a full late model team. Like I had 2 cars, and we went and ran for a championship. We won the championship in our first year and stuff. So.
But you didn't have the shop, right? You didn't have.
I didn't have the big building. No, I had another little shop right next to where Billy Blue Motorsports was, where I ran trucks for Billy Blue.
Yeah.
My shop was right next to his, and then in 2010 was when we finally opened up my shop, the big building.
Okay.
And 2010 was also the same year that we started racing trucks.
Okay.
So trucks and late models have been together in KBM since 2010.
And you guys, let me tell you, you guys have come long ways in a short period of time.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't know it was that. I didn't know it was in 10.
Yeah, so we won the owners championship our first year.
Okay.
We won an owners championship. Myself and Brian Eichler was driving, and 1 or 2 other guys were driving. We only had 1 truck. We had 2. The second truck didn't run as well, but the first truck won the championship, the owners championship, with multiple drivers. And then in 2014, that was our most successful season. We had 2 trucks, and we had Eric Jones, myself, Bubba Wallace was there. You weren't there yet. We won 14 races as a company.
That's a lot. I mean, for a total of how many?
23.
23. I mean, you won what? 70% of them?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. We won. That was a really, really good year. So
actually, that was the first year of Eric, right? Eric Jones?
I think
it was 13.
14, 15, 16.
I think it was 14.
I think it was 14.
Yeah, because he's been one year ahead of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty good.
That was a good year. So Daryl, he was with you on 13 and 14 then,
I think
right?
so, yeah.
Yeah, because I went with you on 50 in my first year and on 60 in my second year. But you know what is what I think is the most important and most valuable part about KBM is that it's the time that you put into that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of drivers, they can have a race team, and it's fun, to say I have a race team. But I don't think a lot of drivers put the time that you do. And I'm not saying this because I'm talking to you. I'm saying this because it's what it is. I mean, to go to the meetings, to talk to all the young drivers. I feel like that's the most important part of the successful that a lot of kids have had, and they will continue to have from that organization because the time that you spend in the meetings and the time that you spend trying to help those kids to understand, because that's something that you can get I feel like in any of the other race teams,
right,
trucks teams that are out there today. So I feel like honestly that helped me a lot. It really I still remember that day that you wanted to kick my butt after Bristol. I still remember everything about that morning.
Yeah.
But that's how you learn, and that's how you actually start making better decisions, and you start to develop yourself better. And I have always thought that if you're good, you're gonna get there, right? But
right.
If you can get advice and help from people like you, you're gonna get there quicker.
Absolutely. You know, a lot of the drivers that come through our program, yourself, William Byron, Eric Jones, Bubba Wallace, you know, those guys have done a good job and have moved on and have done greater things. But, you know, the unfortunate side of that is we also have guys that don't make it, you know, and they just don't quite show everything that they need to in order to make it to the next level and make it on through our program. So it's frustrating when you can't do that for everybody. You know, everybody that comes to you can't make into the next superstar, which, you know, it's kind of good, it's kind of bad. When you make too many of those and there's nowhere for them all to go, they start bottling up. You know, what's going to happen? So that's tough though, but that's, I mean, you can avoid that. No, you can't. It's,
I mean, how you avoid that?
I don't know.
That's part of it. I mean, you're trying to make that continuation of developing drivers and moving to the next level as much as you can, but you know, I think you know better than anyone. I mean, this is a tough sport, and it's not just about talent. It's about the right timing and sponsors and everything. It's just a combination of things. I feel like I've been extremely lucky.
Yeah.
You know, to make it through the different ranks, but it seems to me that it's just a combination of things. You know, sometimes talent is not everything, or the right time to move to the next level and stuff like that.
Well, I think too, you know, there's guys that come in that have boatloads of talent that don't really work at it, that can phase themselves out that way.
Yeah.
And there's guys that come in with good amount of talent, decent amount of talent. It's kind of hard to tell how much natural ability they have, but they work at it and they focus on it and they listen and they do good and they ask all the right questions and they're successful at it. So, you know, it's like, best analogy I have is like Peyton Manning in his last couple years, right? Like, he wasn't all that strong. Like, his strength wasn't there. But he knew the game. Like, he could outsmart anybody at any point and still win games and make plays and scored points and things like that. And that's kind of the same way to me. Like, William Byron, for instance, he's got a bunch of talent, right? But I don't know how much talent he has. He comes from a non-racing family whatsoever.
Correct.
And he's doing good and he's making it. And he's done a good job. Where Eric Jones, he's got all the amounts of talents in the world and does a really good job and works at it some. I wouldn't say anybody outworks William Byron, but he's doing it too.
Yeah.
You know, there's different ways, there's different philosophies. So it's what works for you.
Yeah.
So it's interesting how that kind of comes to play. So
you know, I've been in as well in the situation where I seen people that has a ton of talent and they start making it to a different series, and then they are not used to work as hard because they
think it comes to them.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then when they start making it higher and higher, they start to figure out that actually people is working harder than them, and they have the same amount of talent or close. So they have to, you know, people is outworking the people with natural talent. So, you know, I have always thought that hard work and dedication you know, you can always outbeat the natural talent. So yeah, I mean, I bet that you've seen a lot of those.
Yeah, definitely. So what do you think about living in North Carolina? Is it fun?
It, man.
Is it good?
And it's hard to believe that it's been 7 years now.
Yeah?
This year is 7 years.
Wow, that's crazy.
When I moved here in 11, you were already with KBM and everything. I didn't speak any English. Honestly, I didn't know you. I thought myself I was working my butt off, but I knew that 90% of things were telling me, hey, this won't work. You know?
Yeah.
I didn't speak English. I didn't have sponsors at the time here in the US. I didn't have family money. I didn't have friends. I didn't know any of the drivers.
Don't worry, I still don't have friends. It's all right.
Yeah, I know. But you're already here. So, you know, it was just a process that the first couple years, man, I can tell you the most difficult years I ever had. But at the same time, today that obviously things are better, I'm fortunate that I had those years because those years made me the person that I am today.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like I'm a mentally and physically maybe I'm tough because those days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes if you don't have that, you can be a little bit weaker sometimes. So, you know.
Every situation makes you stronger.
Correct. That's exactly right. And I feel like everyone has had different situations through careers, but for me the situation of moving from one country to the other, leaving everything, and without having the economy support and all that kind of stuff, I feel like
you'll turn left right here. Well, good. You just gotta keep learning, keep growing.
Correct.
It's hard to do.
Yeah.
Nothing. If it was easy, anybody could do it.
That's exactly right, man. I say that to myself every weekend. If it was easy, everyone would do it.
Yeah. So what do you got for the rest of the day?
Today is kind of...
You gonna work out?
A little bit. Maybe. Actually, I did some already this morning.
Yeah.
But no, today, actually Mondays for me, I'm sure that you do some of that too. But I try to watch the race, do my notes. I try to focus as much as I can.
We'll go down to the end, turn around, and we're right here.
Right here?
Yeah.
I try to focus as much as I can on this case, the previous race.
Right.
And then after Monday, I just forget about that previous weekend, and then I move to the next one. So,
yeah.
So Monday, I try to spend as much time as I can on, watching the film and watching all that kind of stuff to just to check everything, what I did right, what I did wrong, and move to the next one.
That's basically it. All you can do.
Right?
Yeah. It's exactly right. You check up on what all went down and kind of close the book, and
correct.
Next week. So
I bet you do something similar, right?
Yeah, exactly. So this is me, muchacho.
That's good, amigo. It was a good talk.
Yeah, of course. I appreciate the lift home, man. Thanks.
No, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
All right.
Door-to-door service.
That's it, man. All right. Nice work. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
I will see you in the next race.
That's right. See you this weekend.
Say hola to Braxton.
Hold on.
See you later.
All right.